Have you ever felt like the narcissist in your life was actually your soulmate? It feels kind of embarrassing to admit it after you know the person is a narcissist, right? But still you can't shake that feeling, like you were just meant to be together. Well, this is actually a common scenario, and in this video I'm going to break down why that is exactly and where to go from here. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Common Ego community. My name is Christina, and today we're talking about soulmates, specifically the narcissistic variety. Are they actually soulmates? No. But I understand why you feel that way, and there's something I want to say about it that you really need to hear, and it goes deeper than just the superficial answer, so please stay tuned for that. But first we're going to get to the superficial answer, which is, I say superficial, I mean surface level. It's not incorrect, it's actually very correct. But so the first reason why the narcissist feels like your soulmate is because they mirror the best parts of you in order to connect with you. So they can see, they can instantly spot the good in people. Isn't that amazing? When you think of narcissists, you don't think of people that way. But they can actually instantly spot all the best parts of you and mirror them. That's the love bombing phase. They become very much like you, and they share your interests, and everything you do they think is amazing. So why do they do this? And a lot of people will say it's because they're master manipulators. And in some cases that's true. But what I found is in most cases, it's more because they're desperate. So narcissists are very desperate for supply. This is like, if you think about like the drug addict who's desperate for their supply, the narcissist is kind of the same way. It's very much at a deep level that a lot of what they do is not completely conscious. So they have this subconscious need for supply. And especially if you're dealing with a covert narcissist, they're looking for the ideal person. They're looking for the ideal love. So they go out there and they look for people. And at first, they see all the good in them. They see all the genuine love and all the fun parts of a person. They see all that good stuff that we all see in the beginning of a relationship. And so they idealize this person. But this is the part where I think some people misunderstand. Some people think that they're faking it. And from my experience and what I've learned, they're not actually faking it. They do think that you're pretty awesome in the beginning. And then when you start getting into a relationship with them, the devaluation stage begins, and that's also genuine. They really start thinking that you're not so great. When you start falling in love with them, they start to see that you're human and you're flawed, because we all are, right? It doesn't even matter. You don't have to be that flawed. As long as you're human, you're going to have enough flaws for a narcissist to pick you apart and devalue you. But it's actually their desperation. They're so desperate for supply. They need your love that on a subconscious level, they become everything that you want. They want what you have, and what you have is love. They don't have it, and they want it. So in order to get it, they need to connect with you. And the only way they can connect with you is by acting like you. They can't love, they can't offer genuine connection, so they have to kind of work around that. And their workaround is to mirror the best parts of you. And this is important when you're getting over this type of relationship too, because when you're missing the narcissist, you're missing all the good parts about them. Oftentimes what you're really missing is the good parts of yourself. And those are a lot easier to connect with than a narcissist. So good news. So the second reason you're left feeling like this person is your soulmate is because, well, first you have all that love bombing and all that mirroring that happens in the beginning, and then they traumatize you, they break your heart into a million pieces, and then the trauma bond forms. And I have a video about the trauma bond and what happens in the brain. It's really interesting stuff. If you're interested, check that out. I'm going to put it in the card here. But so you become trauma bonded, and at some point you realize that it seems almost no matter what this person does, you still want them. And so you think, well, until you understand the trauma bonds, you think, well, this must be some sort of soul connection that is deeper than anything in this life. And here's where it's a little bit interesting, because I do believe if you get in deep with a narcissist, I do believe that it is a soul connection, but just not a soulmate connection. But the trauma bond makes you think that this person is your soulmate. You think, well, it doesn't, this person, they left me for somebody else, they embarrassed me, they trashed my name, but I still want them, so there must be something really deep and genuine going on here. But really, it's the trauma bond. Again, please watch that video so you can understand that it's not a soulmate situation. It's trauma, and how your brain and body is reacting to the trauma. It's a lot like an addiction. And the third reason why you might think that the narcissist is your soulmate is, like I said, I do think this is a soul connection, but not a soulmate one. What is a soulmate? A soulmate is somebody who you're destined to end up with in this lifetime. Somebody, a love, a very deep love that you share. Maybe you have connected in other lifetimes and you are just drawn to that person. And it feels, I'm sure, I haven't met a soulmate, but I would imagine it feels a lot like a trauma bond. But there's something else I want to call your attention to. And I'm not going to go too deep into this, but there's something called a twin flame connection that could be a little bit more along the lines. If you still watch this whole video and you think that you are still soulmates with this narcissist, I can assure you you're not. There are no soulmate connections that are destined. It's impossible. You can't be destined to be in a relationship with somebody and to love somebody who can't love. So it's impossible for this person to actually be your soulmate. But the twin flame connection is a possibility. So the twin flame connection, a lot of people confuse that with soulmates, and it's understandable because it is a strong connection. But so the idea is that it's two fragments of the same soul incarnating at the same time. So we're here, we're alive, we're on this earth at the same time. And it's not everyone out there has a twin flame. But when you do interact with the twin flame, it can be very explosive. And you could fall in love with your twin flame, or your twin flame could completely repel you. But either way, you're going to learn a lot from the experience. So that sounds a little bit more like the relationship with a narcissist than the soulmate connection. The narcissist is not actually capable of love, so they cannot be your soulmate. Could they be your twin flame? It's possible, but you're not necessarily, that's the difference between the soulmate and the twin flame, you're not necessarily meant to end up in a romantic relationship with your twin flame. And whether this person is your twin flame or not, they're not your soulmate, but whether they're your twin flame or not, I still believe that there is a strong soul contract between the narcissist and their targets, oftentimes an empath or a codependent, a highly sensitive person. So I have a video all about that. If you're interested, actually I have a couple of videos. I will link to that playlist in the card here so you can check it out if you're interested. Okay, so now I want to hear your thoughts. Do you still think that the narcissist is your soulmate? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please let me know by hitting that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post new videos. That's all for now. See you soon.